everybody, welcome to English in 10. My name is Natalie and today we're going to talk about top 10 tips for learning English or any language at all. And before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notifications, ding ding ding, so that you're always getting up-to-date English language videos. Alright, so what is our number one tip? Well, a little bit goes a long way. A little bit goes a long way. Don't pressure yourself to do too much at once. When people start to learn a language, they think, I have to study for an hour every day. I have to do my grammar. I have to do this, and this. But if you pressure yourself to do too much in one sitting, so if you pressure yourself to do too much in one go, in one day, then you'll get bored, you'll probably get demotivated, and that night you'll think, oh no, tomorrow I have to do another hour of English, and it will make you feel like you don't want to do it, and that is completely understandable. So if you just think, okay, every day I'm going to do 10 minutes. I'm going to take 10 minutes out of my day and I'm going to study. Then maybe some days you'll do 10 minutes and you'll be really into it and you'll love it, and that 10 minutes will turn into 1 hour. Some days you'll do 10 minutes and you'll think, that's okay, 10 minutes is enough. As long as you do a little bit every day, and don't put too much pressure on yourself. It'll really help to improve, and you'll notice after consistently doing that you'll start to get better. So tip number 2 is keep it varied. Keep it varied. Do something different one day to the next. Don't sit and do a whole hour of grammar and then the next day another hour of grammar. Do a bit of grammar, a bit of listening, a bit of reading. Maybe the next day don't do any of that. Just watch a bit of a TV show that you like in English. Tip number 3 is try and find things that you like. If you love running, for example, you could go on websites, read articles about running. You could find a biography of Mo Farah or somebody famous that has been a runner. You could read that. You can go into YouTube. There's so many videos like this one. There's so many videos about specific things, about sports, about science. If there's something that you're interested in, try and find material about that to help you with your English learning. Tip number 4 is find TV shows and movies that you really like. Now, RM from BTS is famous for saying that he learned to speak English by watching Friends. He watched all of Friends in Korean, then he watched all of Friends in Korean with English subtitles, and then he watched all of Friends in English with no subtitles. These things really, really help. So if you have a TV show that you love or a series of movies that you really like, watch them in English. Watch them in English, and you can put the subtitles, that's okay. Put the subtitles in your language, then watch them in English with English subtitles, and then because you've seen it before and you know the story, it won't be frustrating. So then you can watch it again in English with no subtitles, and it will be amazing how much you understand. So you'll really see progress. Tip number 5 is find a language learning buddy. Find a pal, find a friend to do it with. When you're just learning by yourself, sometimes it's quite demotivating. You're the only one that's studying, you're the only one that's struggling or having great success. It's nice to have somebody to talk to about it. So find somebody who's also learning a language. It doesn't have to be the same one. They don't have to be learning English. But if you can find someone who's also learning a language, it makes you more enthusiastic. You can talk to them about, oh, this really weird thing in English, they say this, or they have this weird grammar structure and they do this. And you can tell someone else about it who's also learning a language, who will understand how weird it is or how fun it is. And it will just be more motivating to have someone to talk to about it. Top tip number 6 is find a language exchange partner. Before COVID, you could go to events if you lived in a big city. If you don't live in a big city or a city at all, it's much harder to find, but you could go to an event and meet people who spoke other languages. Now, there's lots of websites dedicated to this, so you can do it online. If you are in China and you want to practice English with somebody in Australia, you can go to the website, find an Australian person who wants to improve their Chinese, and you can improve your English with them, and you do an exchange. It's free. There's a lot of different websites that offer this language exchange. It's free, and you can get to make some friends that are English speakers, which would be really nice. And also it's a chance to practice. You know, they want to improve whatever language it is that you speak, and you want to improve your English, so you help each other out. Tip number 7 is be happy that you've made mistakes. Sounds weird, I know it sounds weird, but be happy you've made mistakes, because that's the best way to learn. If you make a mistake and it's embarrassing, you never forget that word or that sentence ever again. Tip number 8 is get a tutor. Hire a tutor, a teacher. Sometimes we can't go to class because of our location or for time or for money. So we study by ourselves, and there are so many resources, it's very doable studying by yourself. But sometimes you just need somebody to motivate you, or you need somebody who is a native speaker to correct some work you've done, or to correct your speaking, or somebody you want to ask questions to when you're just not sure and you would like to actually speak to a real person to practice. Often you study and you can follow a textbook and all these online materials, and then you reach a point where you're not sure what to do next. So having a tutor can be really helpful because they can give you some structure and some guidance. Tip number 9 is if you can go to the country where they speak the language, go. It's really hard sometimes. People have a job, they have a life, they maybe don't have the money or the time, and it can be hard. It's easier when you're a student and you can go and spend a summer in another country, but when you're an adult and you have a job and commitments, it's difficult. But the best way to learn is definitely to go to the country where they speak that language, because you'll hear it everywhere, you'll see it everywhere, and you'll have to speak it, and it really does help you to improve so quickly. Our last tip number 10, is please be nice to yourself. Please be nice to yourself. There were so many videos online of people saying, I'm a polyglot, I speak 12 languages, I learnt fluent Korean in 3 months, I blah blah blah. I can guarantee you that in almost every single one of those cases, that is not true. It takes so much dedication, and studies have shown that it can take 7 years to learn a language to an academic level. Some people have natural ability, but even those people still take time to learn a language. It's not possible in 6 months to learn another language unless you are fully immersed and living in that place. And even then, that is a very, very, very quick time to learn a language. Follow the tips. Don't join a language exchange. Get a language buddy, maybe hire a tutor. Watch things you like, find movies you enjoy in English, and you'll slowly and steadily improve. So they are our 10 tips for language learning. The most important one is to recognise that you're doing really well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you next time.